Hey guys, and welcome back to Let's Play Dark Souls 2 Kita Edition. My voice kind of cracked a little bit. Alright, so I'm going to check something real quick. I want to see if I have any arrows for a number of reasons. I might be low. Guess I might have enough. Maybe I should see if I can buy some more. The reason I'm doing that is really for the sake of I'm going to Shrine of Amana. So that would be wise. I want to make sure you sell arrows, right? Yes, you do. Yeah, I just want to be able to at least, like, it doesn't matter to me what kind of arrows they are. As long as I can take out some peeps. That's all that matters. Oh, I don't, whatever. Let's buy like 20 just in case. I'm sure 50 iron arrows will be enough for what I need, but let's just do it. Let's just buy some more. Alright, and I'm pretty sure I leveled up last time, but let me just double check. Let's see, level up. Can we level up? Oh, we can. I guess I didn't. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a point into more than enough adaptability. Let's go with endurance. How about that? What say you? I say I. So I have a little bit more stamina. Alright, and I will see you guys over at Drangliac side. So, Mike Welsh and the Milkman Yeti pointed out something interesting to me that I didn't know. And, sorry, I was kind of playing around just now with my camera because my controller I'm using, it's a little bit, feels a little weird to me. Anyways, apparently, according to them, you can kill Nishandra here. You can actually, I mean, it's an illusion, but you can make her dissipate. So I never knew that, and I want to test it. So let's go ahead and keep up with the poison arrows. But I guess if you shoot her enough, she will disappear. So that might take out seeing someone for dialogue. However, I am really curious about it, so we'll keep on shooting her for a little while and see if anything happens. I'm also curious to see if it changes anything later on, and I can... Oh! There she goes. Goodbye, Nishandra. Goodbye. Bye. It was nice talking with you, you horrible, horrible illusion. Tricking all of us. Wow, well, I guess she can disappear. I was proven wrong. Well, thank you so much, Mike and Milkman Yeti. I really appreciate it. So, I've just learned something new. See, that's like a 10 things video, I feel like. Because, I mean, the reason it would go on there to me is because, like, 10 things you didn't know about Dark Souls type of video. It's because, I mean, with Guinevere, you only have to attack her once. So, like, I tried once with Nishandra and it didn't work. So I was just like, oh, I guess you can't go up that way yet. And we will go up this ladder. So this is actually kind of, I got stuck here for briefly. Because the real thing you have to do at this part isn't really about wrapping around. I mean, the wrap around just kind of opens up a shortcut for you. But the real thing you're supposed to do is activating this guy. And I didn't realize that. And just somehow, even though I killed all the stone statue guys around here, I didn't get a soul into that guy. So I was just kind of stuck for a while. And somehow I think I just got lucky my first time playing this with Drangliac Castle. I didn't realize that the souls went into these golems and that was what activated things. So, yeah, when it came to actually entering Drangliac Castle, I kind of just lucked out. So this was the first time I had to discover that. I was like, oh, that's what these things do. I wonder if those symbols on their face mean anything. It almost looks like a smiley face a little bit, because a little smile with the X, like he's laughing. You see what I'm saying? Because it has the two, like, pointy in the arrows in the middle part, and then in the bottom was that little smile. He's so happy. So we get a Stone Soldier Spear from these guys. Let's go ahead and take a look at that one. Stone Soldier Spear will be in weapons, along with the spears. Stone Soldier Spear. Oh, I guess I've already had a bunch. I don't know if I've looked at it yet, though. Sir Velstat could always be found at the king's side and followed him upon his exit. The knights in his service waited patiently for his return until they turned to stone. So that's a little bit of lore behind these guys. They were actually in the service of Velstat, and Velstat has followed the king. And mayhaps we shall see him later on. Mayhaps. I'm sure most people watching this have beaten the game, but I'm still kind of wary. Anyways. Yeah, so that's who these guys are. It gives us a little bit of lore about Volstad as well, so we get that. Man, I do not like this controller I'm using. Sorry, that's like an aside. It just doesn't feel right. I just had people over the other night, and we were playing Worms Armageddon. And apparently my friends have decided that I'm usually a nice guy when we play video games, but I turn into an evil dick when we play Worms Armageddon, apparently. You know what? People are going to team up on me. You got to survive. You got to do what you can. Kytha's Chime and the Soul Greatsword. Let's go and take a look at those. Soul Greatsword. Where are you? Here we go. Sorcery that attacks foes using a sword made of souls. Energy is focused in a single point and wielded as a sword with both hands. Doesn't have anything too interesting into it. And then Kytha's Chime. Sacred Chime, blessed by Kytha, goddess of tears. Kytha, the goddess of tears, is known as a compassionate being that is with us in times of tragedy, but some believe that she is a demoness that guides us towards misfortune. It's just a little cool tidbit about Kytha, and I wish there was more about these various gods other than these brief tidbits. The thing is, like, then you have to wonder, was she really a god, or was it like the other person who we read about? Who... Well, my 360 messed up again with the capturing, and the video just got shut off. So anyways, what I was thinking about Kytha was essentially, like, we don't really know if she actually is a god or goddess, and this one's even questioning, like, maybe she's a demoness. But that does relate to the other goddess we found out was actually sort of a fake goddess, so... and just over time, like, it's known that she's not a goddess, apparently, but over time she just got kind of turned into a goddess through legend. So, yeah. Now, I gotta figure out what's up with that. It didn't do it during Kingsfield Ancient City. So I'm wondering if it's my capture device or something about my actual 360 cords that are plugged in. I don't know. Now I'm worried. Like, have this funky controller I don't like. Alright, we will get this treasure chest later. First we're gonna deal with those asses. New Game Plus, there's actually even more of those archers to have fun with. I don't know why I ruined that New Game Plus surprise, but I just did. I think it's just gives us something to talk about. Yeah, so as long as you take out one side, it's not that bad. It's just you need to take out one side of them and then they're pretty manageable. But it's kind of a little annoying when multiple ones are shooting across the room at you. Yeah, I don't think any of these treasure chests are mimics, but it's worth checking for just in case. I feel like Drinking Lake Castle is one of the more straightforward areas other than this wraparound. Like, I mean, there's not too many secrets for the most part that I know of. But anyways, let's go ahead and see if there's any lore to Firestorm. Firestorm is said to be the wrath and ire of the spell's creator. And if we go back to Dark Souls 1, I believe Firestorm was created by the Witch of Izalith. I think that's what they used to defeat the Ancients, to defeat the dragons, if I remember correctly. So, I'm fairly certain that that's where it came from. Whoa, this one is a trap, just not a mimic. Fire Great Arrow. Great. With my strength build, I will totally shoot some great arrows at people. Not gonna do that. So, yeah, I started a couple new things for my channel. I started the Kingsfield the Ancient City Let's Play, which, yeah, if you're a fan of finding out more about From Software and what their origins are, this is kind of Demon Souls, and then the Souls series in general feels a lot like the spiritual successors to the Kingsfield series. So I think it's a good one to watch. Learn your history. But beyond that, it was actually one of my favorite game series, is the Kingsfield series. So I'm excited to have started a Kingsfield Ancient City Let's Play. And let's check out this Mastodon Great Armor, which I don't think I got that one yet. The Mastodon. Yeah, I had the rusted one. Here's the normal Mastodon armor. Its weight would normally crush a man, but the Primal Knights wear it as if it were silk, so fearsome is their brute strength. The king restored a forbidden long-lost art to create these inhuman abominations. So that brings to the question, like, what was this long lost art the king restored? And these mastodons are essentially linked to Aldea, and I don't remember which lore was exactly that links it, but it's linked to Aldea. So was the long lost art this soul, this, like, the controlling of souls, the way that golems worked in order to create these inhuman abominations of mastodons? Or what exactly was it? And I guess that's the question, but I think it relates to that controlling of souls that they seem to be experimenting around and figuring out. It's also something that Aldea seemed to ditch, like the Mastodon thing, and then King Vendrick brought it back to make these knights and guards. But yeah, so the other thing I started on my channel, new series, is this Super Show series, which is a huge amount of editing and work, and it's just a ton of work in general. Really, like, first I gotta write it, and then rewrite it, and then I've got to shoot it, do all the game capture, voiceover work, redo it for any time I, like, rewrite a line afterwards for a new joke that I decide to rewrite, motion graphics, editing, it's just, and then it's all, like, high editing type of stuff that takes extra time, like tons of keyframes and all that. So yeah. The show took a long time, so if you haven't checked it out, please do, just because I put a lot of effort into it. If you don't like it, I understand, but I really hope you do, as I put a lot of effort into it. It's kind of inspired by JonTron in some ways. I just love his show and that style of humor, and it's a style of humor, and a lot of it's stuff that I've been doing for a while, like in my Let's Plays and things like that, and I'm not trying to just copy, so don't take it that way, but I'd be lying if I weren't to say I was not inspired by it, but yeah, so I would appreciate it being checked out, if you would. But yeah, like some things that, like, some people would say, like, oh, well, that's just, like, copying. It's like, well, no, like, screaming and things like that. If you go back to videos I've been making since 2010 or earlier, I've been doing jokes like that, but, yeah, anyways. It's just the style of editing and cutting and humor that I enjoy. It's really just an internet humor style, so it's very much internet humor. And that's kind of what I was going for, and I was just trying to make it my own. And take something for inspiration, make it my own. But anyways, I thought it came out pretty well, so I hope people do check it out as I go on with this. And no, wait, so yeah, I got questions actually I should mention regarding and relating to that. And first of all, before I say that, big important thing here is we're gonna get another Estus Flash shard. So if you're playing along at home, kids, this is our final Estus Flash shard we needed. If you did miss one somehow, there is gonna be another one in the Shrine of Amana. So you actually, there's like a backup extra one that you can find, which is kind of weird. I actually missed one in my first couple playthroughs that was in Saldora and that area, and I just didn't know because I had max Estus Flash, so I didn't think it mattered. For some reason I'm having trouble finding the switch. Oh, there it is. But yeah, so the thing I was gonna say about the super shows and all that was because it took so much work, people were asking if that meant I was done with Souls and all that, and no, it does not mean that. I have more Souls content planned that I'm going to be working on, definitely. So don't think that this means, like, I'm just dropping any of that. And I still do want to do the Kingsfield lore videos and all that, so yeah. Oh, what do you know? Just everything's going wrong. Let me go ahead and connect another controller pack. You know, it's funny because I thought I was... The reason I chose this controller was because I thought that was the only controller pack that probably still had battery left, but I was incorrect. So, yeah. Alright, so anyways, as you can see, this is the wraparound to this area, and if we wanted to, we could go ahead and now warp and level up some, but I'm not going to. Nay, I say. Nay. I guess I could also use my Estus Flash shard in that final one. But here's the important thing, is that we activated this right here. And, oh yeah, so the thing I was saying is that I do want to make more Kingsfield lore videos, or actually make some in the first place. I want to make Kingsfield lore videos, and I've still got more Souls-related content planned. Plus, we've got a bunch of DLC coming out, so, you know, there's going to be that, and then Bloodborne, so tons of things to talk about and do regarding Souls and From Software, so, yeah, don't take it as that. It's just more of, I don't know, I'm a gamer, you know? There's other things I'm interested in other than just this one game, but I do very much like this one game, and we'll continue to make content for it. So, don't be feared. Alright. So this is going to lead you to what I think is one of the strangest things in the game, is this guy right here, this embedded. No key to the embedded. He makes that weird mumbly noise. And yeah, just totally creepy. And just, yeah, you're gonna insert a key into his face. Key, and by that I mean sword. I like how that's the only way to kill him, though. It's so strange. Like, why is he chained up to this? And what is... Also, look, his feet look like they're... Are those... no, I guess they're just pressed up weird. They're, like, bent up. But yeah, I don't... There's no lore. And people ask me if I know any lore on this guy. And I just don't. I know that what it says is that he's addicted to the flesh, and now he's outside this Milfanito thing and chained up, which is kind of weird. Like he's ever tempted, but he can't have what he's tempted to get. But yeah, I just do not know. I don't know, okay? If you guys have any ideas, please do let me know. I'm just really curious. I mean, yeah, it's something I have no idea about that guy. But we just got the key to the King's Passage up here. So, King Vendrick tried all manner of things to purge the curse that threatened his kingdom. But when every last attempt failed, the king fled through the King's Passage. So, the question was the curse that he was trying to purge the curse of the undead, or was this curse of the cycles that keep on happening? I think that they were trying to discover and stop the curse of the cycles. But I do think he was also afraid of the undead, so I think it's kind of a combination of the two. Soul Vessel and Fire Seed, so definitely good stuff up here. And as far as why there's a Milfanito locked up here at the top of this giant tower, because that's where we went, was this giant tower. I have my theory, which I presented in my story video, which is actually something, well, I guess, like, yeah, it was just my theory. Strong Magic Shield, was that the one we, yeah, that was the one we got. Certain members of the Malfian Magic Academy scoff at these types of magic. The purists in particular are disdainful of anything vaguely linked to sword fighting. So, yeah, purists, you know? They're pure builds. But yeah, this is at the very, very top, the giant tower that we saw. This is where we go to, and what we find is a Milfanito locked away, and this embedded character. So, as far as the Milfanito is concerned, I think it's probably locked away up there, possibly because either Vendrick was trying to experiment on it and figure out, and maybe that's how he decided, like, to hide away the place where he hid. Or maybe he was doing something to try and discover, I don't know, a way to stop Nishandra or something relating to that, as they seem to be able to calm the dark. Or, and what I presented in my story video, is that he was, Nishandra captured a Milfanito and has it locked up there so Nishandra can try and figure out how to get into the Shrine of Amana, as she is of the dark. And that's something that I came up with in my lore video. And yeah, it's just a cool thing for this area. A couple things I can mention, or should mention, is that when I first went to E3 in 2013, or it wasn't my first time in E3, but when I was at E3 in 2013, ooh, I will take this. Thank you. These candles, they told us that they would relate to all these ones along the wall. The more people who died, the more from the Looking Glass Knight, who at that time was called the Mirror Knight, the more of these candles would be lit. And I guess it's something they ditched for whatever reason. Maybe they just thought it was too much for it to handle, or maybe just like the lighting. Or maybe they just decided that it would just always be lit, which was kind of what I was thinking, was just so... If this is connected worldwide, wouldn't that just mean all the candles are just constantly lit? I don't know what this statue is of, that one right there. And there's this interesting tree there that kind of is reminiscent of the Shrine of Amana trees to me, because of how deep the roots go. But that's a sigil or emblem that we see multiple times in the game right there. Although I'm really curious about this statue. I didn't really notice it too much before, but I don't know what that's doing there. So something I'm going to do here... Oh, and I saw a really interesting tree in the DLC, and it does not look like that tree. I just want to point that out. It's completely different. I have no idea what the lore of this tree I saw in the DLC is, but I'm really, really curious. And this is talking before the DLCs come out. DLC's coming out in July. I'm recording this in June. And I got to play the DLC a little early at E3, so that's what I'm referring to. So what I'm going to use here is I want to use a coin, a rusted coin, to increase my luck is my goal here is going to be to get the Llewellyn set, or at least the Llewellyn armor, because I really like it, and people have been complaining about me wearing this Drangleic gear. So we're gonna use a rusty coin to boost our luck, and I should also have equipped my gold coveted serpent ring. Yeah, +1. So and I have my hat. So with these things combined, we should be able to hopefully get a better drop rate and maybe get the Llewellyn set. And you get them from these horse-headed knights. I thought based off of the E3 stuff they were showing off that these guys were going to be incredibly hard, but I found that they are not so. But they do use twin blades, which are a good weapon, which can be pretty brutal and good. Really not? Oh, here we go. First I was like, not a single one. There you go, stone twin blade. So, yeah, you get those from them. And, alright, looks like I did not get my item that I was trying to get, so I'm going to go ahead and go back to the bonfire, and I will probably just end up cutting this up. But first, let's go ahead and deal with this guy. And then, yeah, just to clear out this area. And, yeah, like I said, I'll probably end up cutting this up. Oh, you don't just have to watch me farming. Do either, like, I don't know, montage or just me picking up the armor. Something like that. And then we'll go back and upgrade it and start wearing it. I've been told that the Lone armor is really, really good by Brent Ramstein. This armor apparently is better than the Drangleic mail if you upgrade it all the way. And it's worth checking, so maybe I should check on that. But I really love the Llewellyn set, so that's something that I want to wear. So anyways, I will see you guys in a bit as I start using bonfires, going back and forth, and hopefully get the armor without needing to use a bonfire ascetic or anything like that. And that is why I use the rusty coin. Alright. Something else I want to mention, actually, real quick, is that you can actually kill these guys before their eyes turn red and you knock off their head. But I don't think you can get a drop from them if that happens, so that is why I'm not doing it. But I do want to point that out so you guys know that you can do that. Or at least for people who know that, I'm acknowledging that I know that. Because you notice that all these other horse-headed knights don't have heads. Like, the ones that attack you are the ones that do have the heads. Those are the ones who come to life. So yeah, if you knock off their head, that's what's going to happen. Titanite slabs you can also get from these horse knights. So yeah, I should probably actually check the stone twin blade too while I'm at it. And now I've got the Scion helm. I think the Scion helm is going to have the same lore as the other Scion equipment that I got. Yeah, it's got the same lore. But let's go ahead and look at that stone twin blade while it's on my mind. I think twin blades are down here. Stone twin blade. There we go. So, Sir Velstadt could always be found at the king's side and followed him when he fled. Alright, so this is the same thing that we got about the stone lance. So, these are also indicated then to be knights of Velstadt. So anyways, I'll be back. Let's do this. Llewellyn gloves and Llewellyn shoes. All right. All right, guys, I'm back. I was not able to get the Llewellyn armor. I only got the hands and the feet. As you can see, I was using my rustic coins, but they were just not dropping things at all. So I could use a bonfire ascetic after I beat the Looking Glass Knight, but I don't know if I'm going to, so I might just go ahead and upgrade my Lone armor. But I will at least show off the Llewellyn set. So that's one way to get the Llewellyn set, is by killing those horse-headed knights in this passageway. And that's the one that kind of looks very Games of Thrones, like you're on the wall, which I've used in some of my videos. If you watch my Mira lore video, or if you watch my Why So Sad Saint set video, I'm wearing that armor set in that video, or in those videos. But at least we can look at the lore of it. The Llewellyn gloves. Gloves reinforced with rare guest steel. Excellent defensive gear that is both light and sturdy. Quality equipment that is both light and strong. Crafted by the castle's resident master smith, Llewellyn, and supplied only to a select few. His work easily identified by its lack of his ostentation, Llewellyn focused solely on an economy of simplicity and strength. So that's a little bit behind Llewellyn. I talk more about him in my Mira lore video. But yeah, he actually came to Drangleic to work for Vendrick under Vendrick's orders. As far as like out of here, apparently the sky is actually gone as a glitch. I found out that happened with one of the updates. So it actually used to be there, and it was taken with like an update. It somehow got removed. And you have snowflakes for some reason flying through here. I guess it's because you're in a colder region. I don't know why. But you can see these horses are gone. Yeah, I really don't know if I'm gonna go do use a bonfire aesthetic and farm more, but I want to point that out. I think you might be able to get the set by talking to Chancellor Welliger in like New Game +5 or something like that. And I could be wrong about that, but I think there actually is an alternate way to get it. But you have to go like up there in the new games, either by using a bonfire aesthetic or actually playing that much New Game +++s, etc. So here we have the first boss we all saw, the Looking Glass Knight, as this was the one that they were showing in trailers as the Mirror Knight, as it was called back then. And I actually played this at E3, this boss, and he was much larger. That actually worked out for me better than I thought it would. But yeah, he was a much larger boss when they first showed him off. And they actually made him smaller, and I think they probably did that to decrease his hit range, because he was a lot easier to hit before, and now you have to be in more of a specific spot. Like you can see right there, my sword bounced off of him, and that's... Alright guys, back at the Mirror Knight. I have no idea when my recording got cut off last time, but I guess I just have to deal with it. So yeah, what happened the last time was my audio got cut out, so I'm just not having good recording luck today. Like everything that could go wrong has gone wrong. Usually it's just like one or the other, but today it's been both issues that happened to me. So that's fun. So I am playing online, if anyone's wondering. You're more likely to get this to happen to you in New Game Plus than you are on New Game Normal. It can happen, but it's much less likely. So New Game Plus... Whoa! See you guys in a moment. Welcome back to Looking Glass Knight. The boss is giving me way more trouble than he's worth. Should not be giving me these kinds of problems. I also had an audio recording problem on him. So yeah, that was the first time. If you were wondering what happened during that first one, my audio cut out. So now I've had my video screw up and cut out on me, and my audio cut out. So it's been a good day for recording for me. Just like, come on. Usually like one problem is enough, and for both of them, like, both things to go wrong, it's pretty frustrating. Oh, I always forget. I always think like he's done with his attacks. All right, works for me. Works for me, so I can do my pop-up attack. I'm like a pop-up book for kids with my attacks. Alright. Worked out a lot better than I thought it would. I kind of got stuck on him when I tried to dodge. Alright, let's go ahead and... Oh, that first attack I actually got a decent chunk off on him. Who are you summoning? Because he ain't gonna last very long, I'll tell you that much. Oh. Ah! Ah! I can't believe it. There we go. Not the best way to do it, but it worked nonetheless. Crap. That was like right in his line of fire there. That's why sometimes it's good to be close. Sometimes. Here we go. dodge right, and dodge left, and apparently dodge right into being under his sword. You know, I do that too. Alright, this time I'm gonna actually wrap around like a smart person would think to do. Hey, guess what? Oh, wow. Oh, wow, your attack, it hit me. So, are you jumping back to use your shield, or are you just... Nope, okay. Let's be safe this time. Make sure I'm out of the way. And that should do it. Alright! Looking Glass Knight finally taken care of. Oh! Oh! Took me way too many tries. Way too many tries on that one. So we got the Looking Glass Knight soul, so let's go ahead and take a look at it. Gimme, Looking Glass Knight soul. Alright. Long ago, the King's Passage was a route taken by the bravest warriors to prove themselves. But now it only prevents one from pursuing the runaway king. So, that actually, like, so it gives away, like, where the king's heading and all that, but it kind of does bring the question, why would the bravest warriors go into the Shrine of Amana? What was the point of that? So that's what that makes me wonder. And it says that the Looking Glass Knight challenges visitors to the Lordless Castle. So, there's our tower again, and now we can head over to the Shrine of Amana. One of the least frustrating areas in the game. And I am not at all dripping in sarcasm when I say that. Like a dream? No, not like a dream. What if someone watching this was like, I was the one who put that soapstone down? Oh, I was hoping he'd like it. Soul Bolt, Spell Quartz Ring +2, and Bonfire Aesthetic. So Soul Bolt we'll take a look at. Soul Bolt. Where are you, Soul Bolt? Here we go. Soul Bolt, one of the sorceries devised by Strayed, the great mage of ancient Olafus, fires a blinding, piercing bolt of light. Strayed started with an unwieldy spell that backfired on its caster, and in time perfected it. So Strayed, our master magician, or master sorcerer. Oh look, it looks like I have those twinkling things on me, like those the ones who are in the Shrine of Amana. You see that? Like if you look at my character, like they're trying to put me to sleep or something. And now they're gone. Maybe that's actually the water effect. No, that's probably what it actually was just the rain effect and the particle. That was probably like from when I was outside. Let's go through here. I love the aesthetic of this aesthetic. I love the aesthetic. You have to pronounce the TH in that. Of the Shrine of Amana. I really, really enjoy it. But man, is this area troll frustrating central from PvE. But it's such a cool area. It's so gorgeous. So there's a lot of like people speculating that maybe this is under arc trees and things like that, and it's really hard to say. And for people who are thinking like this is Lordran, they've been trying to speculate where this would be if it's under all the arc trees, but I just don't know. I really just don't know. Shortcut. Not shortcut. Now shortcut. Yep, saves so much time. So there's not a bunch of places that we can knock off over here. Like this one, but you gotta be kind of careful that you don't fall off on that. And then there's gonna be an item over here as well. Might as well not miss it. Oh yeah, and one of these poison stews, or the corrosion. Oh, I guess it was a chest. Still, it's an item. An item in a chest. Wilted Dusk Herb and Skeptic Spice, which is going to be good for casters and pyros and all those hexers. So, because of all my issues I've been having with recording today, I have no idea how long this episode's been going, and when I do cut it off, I'm sorry if it's too long, and I'm sorry if it's too short. I just don't know. I really have no idea, because both of the measures that I try and use to judge how long it's going to be are now completely gone. So I just have no idea. So right there you can see those flies. Those are those little ones that the Milfanito talking about that they make dance. And those are flying around one of these guys, those lizard men, making it sleep and peaceful. And it was actually Terramantis who told me that and pointed that out to me. So, and then I don't know if it's him or IRS combined who devised the idea that maybe that was why Nashandra couldn't come through. So, yeah, and I'm still not sure why these guys are down here, these Lindelt Knights, but they're the Archdrakes and this Archdrake sect. And I've been trying to figure out what the secret is of the Archdrakes and who they were really trained by. But they do have some interesting lore behind them. So let's see what the Archdrake Mace has to say. And hopefully that will start leading us there. A mace normally issued to clerics of the Archdrake sect of Lindelt. The land of Lindelt is governed by stringent laws, and those who dare defy them are punished without mercy. So I've been thinking it's very possible that Guinevere, the area she ended up in, is the place that's now known as Lindelt. That's just my thoughts on it, and I talk about that a little bit in the Mirror and Lindelt video I made for the lore video and why. Here are Twinkling Titanites and Flame Butterfly. But some of the spells that are linked to her now come from Lindelt, and that's really why I'm making that connection. You do want to watch the water here. If you look at the ground, that's how you can tell when you're going to drop off. As you can see the edge clearly over there. Also, by looking at these sparklings, you can see where these guys are going to be. Now, the way you can tell that it is, in fact, the singing that makes it so they don't attack you and keeps them calm is now that the singing stopped, or it's about to stop. It's just stopped. Notice how it just all flew away, and now they're going to start attacking me. And that was because she stopped singing, so... Yeah, that's, they're keeping these guys calm and at bay. And that's, yeah, so she tells us that, straight up. I don't know why there's a curse pod just hanging out right outside of here. This is where you can take it out to go get your treasure chest. Man, this area is just gorgeous. It's really, this was one of the first areas for me. After, like, all the areas after Haze Tower Flame, honestly, as far as the visual aesthetic go, it didn't impress me too much until I got to this area. And then this area is like, oh, I like this area. Maybe it's just because I don't know, I like nature. That could be why. And trees and all that. You'd think that I like the other forest then, but it's like a dark woods. This one's much more beautiful.
We knew you were coming.
How did you know I was coming?
And
How?
stop singing.
And why did you stop singing? Now that all the enemies are attacking me. That was really mean of you.
We are Milfanito. We are here to sing to those bound by death and dark.
So bound by death and dark. Also, their names are Milfanito, which is interesting because that's kind of Nito, who was the god of dark or death. Sorry, the god of death from Dark Souls 1. That is, and the Lord of Death from his soul. That's who their name, their end particle of their name is part of. So that does raise the question if they are related to Nito at all. Because then we also meet another one later on in Undead Crypt, another race who's linked to Nito, who kind of watch over the deadish, more undead because it's Undead Crypt. But yeah, that's why I don't know. That brings to question their name. But Bound by Death and Dark are the ones that they're singing over. So Dark would really be Nashandra.
We will sing
that was why I thought
forever,
that.
as we always have, from long, long ago. We know nothing of the world outside. And why should we? For we will never leave.
It seems pretty sad. You should probably get out a little more.
Do you seek King Vendrick?
Why, yes I do, actually. How did you know?
But what is a king, after all?
But what is a king?
We know nothing of the world outside.
You know, that's actually in the description of the King's Ring,
For
I
we
think.
will never leave
What
here.
is a king? But what is a king?
When we sing, the little ones grant comfort.
So,
to
yeah,
those
the
who
little ones
bear
grant comfort to
death
those who
and
bear death and dark.
This is there any, perhaps...
Every time you go back to her after
we can do.
accomplishing things, she'll give you something. So if you save the Milfanito in the cage, she will give you that, another item. And then once you finish this area, she'll give you another item for what you do in this area.
When we sing, the little ones grant comfort.
Yeah, so anyways, the little
to
ones
those
grant
who
comfort to
bear
those who bear
death.
death and dark. As I was saying, that's the Nashandra link to me, is because Nashandra really is dark. And that's why she wouldn't be able to come here, is maybe she's just too linked to the dark. But then when you're undead, you are linked to the dark, you would think, or humans, because humans are linked to the dark. But Nashandra very, very much is, so... That was just kind of why I thought maybe King Vendrick had come this way, was because it was sort of a roadblock for Nashandra. I like when they start singing, because it indicates where these guys are. So you can just see and be like, oh, okay, that's where they are if you want to go attack them, or, you know, to watch out and avoid that area. Those little ones who are dancing. They're so helpful. Alright, great. We got another drop from these Lindelt guys. The Archdrake boots. And the Archdrake mace. I already have the Archdrake mace, but we can look at the boots. There we go. Little is known about the Archdrake sect and its ancient rituals, but it is said that their well-honed miracles and unwavering faith in the face of death made them worthy rivals to Drangleic forces in their day. So that seemed to indicate that Lindelt and Drangleic fought at some point. So, when the Archdrakes were around. When? I'm not sure. I mean, I think Drangleic probably won. And a lot of that is due to a description that I think they changed from the beta. You know, it's interesting. There's actually different item descriptions in the beta, and I think I talked about this before. But yeah, there's like totally different item descriptions on some things. Like, there's a lot more lore on Strayed in the beta, and who he was and what he did. And it's hard to say if that's like supposed to be there, or if that was just to throw us off, or if you could consider that canon or not. And I think that's just going to be dependent on the person and what you believe. But there is, if you want to look into it. And actually, if you look at my lore video on the beta, I talk about those descriptions because I didn't know that they weren't going to be the end descriptions, especially with Strayed. You can decide what you believe and if you think that really is part of the actual background and lore of these characters. So, yeah, interesting stuff on that. I was trying, actually, when I first played this area, to go through that crack in the wall, and there's just no way. It was so sad. So sad. Alright, so at this point, man, it's tough because I really have no idea how long it's been, because I'm going to have to cut stuff with the Looking Glass night and then all the issues I had, but I feel like I should probably pretty much end the video here. Oh shoot, oh shoot, oh shoot. And go do some leveling and all that. So, sorry if this ended up being short, but we did make it to the Shrine of Amana. So, I'm going to go ahead and do some leveling. I'll change my equipment out to the Lone Armor so people stop complaining about the fact I'm wearing the Drangleic mail. And I'll level that one up a bunch. And then just level up my character a bunch. So, make some more progress is the name of the game. And then next episode, we'll go deeper into the Shrine of Amana. Probably finish it off, I'm sure. And then keep on paving our way forward into the undead crypt.
Huh. I'd given you up for...
Why did you give me up for dead? Why? Why, Lenegrast? Why? Let's go ahead and reinforce our Alone Mail. Where is that Alone Mail at? See, Llewellyn gloves and shoes, but no Llewellyn armor. Makes me so sad. It makes me so sad. Alright, Alone, there we go. Alone Knight Armor is what I'm going to use. And here we go. Let's go and see how it ends up being. So yeah, this one's on regular Titanite shards, so you can raise it up to +10 as opposed to Twinkling Titanite, which only goes to +5. So that's where it could possibly get better, is from those extra upgrades that you get to do. Although I'm out of Titanite chunks. So right now it's at, well, we can start to compare them at this point. So let's go ahead and see. My Drangleic Mail is at +3, and Alone is at... so this Alone at +7 is probably going to be slightly better, I think. Where's my Alone? I'm all alone. There it is. So, yeah, you can see it's mostly better at this point now. Especially with the fire defense. It's got a little bit less poison and bleed resistance, but... At least it's something different looking, so it looks a little bit cooler, I think. Actually, it looks way cooler. Alright, let's see if I can buy some Titanite chunks. What would you like? I would like Titanite chunks. Buy items. Let's see if you have them yet. You do not have Titanite chunks in stock. Alright, well, we'll just stick with our Alone gear for now and hopefully get more Titanite chunks along the way. And eventually she'll start selling them.
Is that it? Here.
Oh yeah, that's right. Now I can also get +12. So upgrade Estus Flasks. Now we have +12. So we are maxed out with our Estus Flask at +12. Or 12 for our amount of Estus Flasks and then +5. And I'll go ahead and level up. So let's see. How many levels do I get? A whole bunch. So let's do a little bit of strength, a little bit of vites, a little bit of endurance. And that will wrap up this level up. Alright guys, again, sorry about the issues, and I hope this went a proper length of time. I'm sorry if it ended early, I don't think it ran late, but I'm sorry if it ended early. And if it did run late, I'm sorry for that too. But guys, thank you so much for joining me. Hopefully next time, no more issues as we go through the Shrine of Amana. And I'm going to try and figure out what's going on with my capture. I had no problems with Kingsfield Ancient City. But anyways, I will see you guys next time. Bye guys. Peace. Later.